Good evening and welcome to the Drive at 5 on IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station. I'm your host, Roman. We have a great show planned for you today. But first, the forecast from our IntellectualRadio.com Weather Center today. Peaks of sun and afternoon showers, high 72 degrees tonight, cloudy and humid with a chance of shower or two, low 67 degrees tomorrow, humid with a chance of morning showers throughout parts of the leading into the afternoon. Now, here's the thing. Severe thunderstorms will be in the area. Some storms will bring heavy downpours, damaging winds. So keep your eye to the sky on intellectualradio.com for further details. Tomorrow, again, tomorrow night, severe thunderstorms early that will turn into either a watch or a warning. Stay tuned for details. Then turning cloudy, cooler, high 53 degrees. Wednesday, clouds breaks, then turning sunny conditions and cooler, high 65 degrees. Thursday, pleasant, high 70 degrees. Friday, partly sunny, cool, high 65 degrees. The Drive at 5 is also part of the new Monday night lineup with a show called The Great Entrepreneurs at 6 p.m., New Black Leadership at 7 p.m., Dream Makers at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., Chronicles of Rom, and The Raw Checklist at 10 p.m. Also, The Drive at 5 is also part of the fabulous 5 at 5, only on intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station. The Drive at 5 is also sponsored by Joshua Flynn and Associates Insurance. Don't forget, September is Insurance Awareness Month. Today, my guest is what you're shaking your head for.
Oh, because today I'm his guest. I get to be in the hot seat, so
Yeah, well, in case you don't know, she's all over the place.
Yes, I am.
And she does major events, PR, and also on the web, she had a gospel show called Musically Yours.
Yes.
And what a great way to, you know, break the monotony a little bit and say hi to my old cuz here. No, don't get it.
This is not
Yeah.
a formal but
Right.
informal meeting of us.
Right.
The two minds, both of us together, is not good. Okay.
Right.
But for the sake of today, I'm gonna try to dial it back. But yes, I did host and produce my own radio show. Started out on 1570 AM and then went over into the internet radio side. And now, you never know what might happen in the future. So you have to stay abreast of what's going on with me via my social media outlets. Everything is Latria Kimberly except for Facebook. I am Latria Kimberly, Latrea Kimberly, Kimberly.
You're such a PR queen, aren't you?
You got to tell people where to find you. Don't let me get started.
But you didn't get to the meat of it first. You got to get to the meat of it. Then.
I'm so sorry.
Right. So tell us what's been going on since your last appearance on the Drive at 5.
I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute, Roman.
Right.
Something exciting has transpired in Chicago. We're actually the largest. Well, it's not my store. I'm saying we're like it's my store, but it's New York company.
Anything that you associate with, you always put
Right.
it
I
as
say
your
we. It's we. Yes.
put it as your own, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And so New York and Company, a lot of women know of their fashions as being fashion forward, but yet business attire. And if you don't know, Gabrielle Union, Eva Mendes, and Kate Hudson just signed on just recently this month in September. And they opened their largest store in their company here in Chicago on State Street, downtown Chicago.
So what? Just In case people not familiar with New York and Company, tell us what it's all about.
Well, I mean, you can get clothing, your whole attire life together in that store from top to bottom. If you need your tops, your dresses, your pants, your whatever you need. They have jewelry, they have handbags, shoes. You know, we love our shoes, ladies. And we have uh like what really got me when I peruse the store. And it's always about the experience for me. Not necessarily, oh, they got the latest this or the latest that, but are you comfortable in the environment in which you're shopping? You know, like the department stores or the more high end stores like you would find on North Michigan Avenue, those stores they cater to the experience that a woman would have, not just necessarily the clothes that you will buy. And so in having the experience, part of it is being able to feel comfortable and being able to disrobe in their changing rooms and and feel comfortable that you can come out and not feel like people staring gawking at you or whatever. They have the most beautiful high ceiling um room. It's a huge room with several changing areas in it. And then they have the three sectional mirrors where you go in and do your little runway spin and all that good stuff. And you're really like this is an experience, and it's not where like some stores they have it right where you come off of the clothes and people run, and you're interacting with the other people. You actually go into an excluded area that's totally for you to be able to try on your clothes.
So it's not like a flea market fitting room,
No,
right?
this ain't no swap meet.
Or is it like a Target or the upscale Target?
No, this is better than a upscale Target. No.
Well, I'm not familiar with New York
Okay.
Company.
See,
Can men in?
no. This is a store for women only. And okay, let me.
So why they exclude men?
Because it's New York and Company for women.
Okay.
That's not the title. I'm just saying
okay.
the store.
I asked for that one. Go ahead.
The store caters to women, and the thing is that in them catering to women and in them opening this store, the largest store on State Street in Chicago, you find that when you're going into like they have areas where Gabrielle Union her attire is, then you have Eva Mendes, you have Kate Hudson's line, and then you have the other sub lines that's interspersed in there. But for the most part, it's an experience, and you have to go in there, in order to see it for yourself. And right now, they're having some amazing sales. So you got to get through there in order to, check it out for yourself.
So what kind of sales? Is it like
they had
50% off?
Oh yeah, and they had. Okay, I know this for sure when I was there about a week or so ago, that they had buy two full price items and get 50% off of that. So it's really like you're only paying for one item.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
You looked at me like, and what is that supposed to mean? But no, it means that you're getting two for one basically, and it's just it's just amazing. So you want to buy more things,
But you talk about the experience.
Yes.
A lot of times people say you got to pay for the experience. Is this affordable experience you're talking about? Gabriel Union, Eva
Oh,
Mendez, and
yes.
stuff. I mean, usually you're talking about like, is this a cheaper version of Hollywood we're talking about, or is it, I mean, I'm unfamiliar. I never heard of.
You are so funny. No, this is not a necessarily a knockoff of Hollywood. These are lines that the various celebrities have created that are specifically for the average working woman. Because a lot of times people think, when you're, especially, downtown, shopping downtown, just in itself, you just are automatically going to think, okay, this is going to be high priced. But it's really not. They make the cost cost effective, and they made it affordable. And they did not skimp on the quality. I actually have one outfit that was Eva Mendez, that she designed. And when I say the outfit is amazing, I mean amazing. Yeah, I know we say amazing, but I'm saying amazing because the material, when you think of, for my ladies out there, you think of St. John and the knit quality. It is so, I know you don't know.
No, I don't.
It's ladies, don't even look at him. Pay attention to me. Because he will get you thrown off because he
Is
have
this velvet?
right. He's like, is this velvet? No, no. Okay, so women, think about St. John, the quality of their knit fabric, because they have a tight woven fabric texture, the knit, and they have the brass or the gold buttons and then things of that nature. Well, I'm going to bring you over to Eva Mendez, the outfit that I'm speaking of. The sweater, it was a short sleeve sweater, kind of cropped at the waist, and tapered. And the sweater, I mean, it literally felt heavy. And not heavy where you can't wear it, but heavy to let you know that this was a quality material, and that it was, the way that it was constructed was quality and is quality. And so I had it on and I was just like, oh, I'm somebody. I mean, I'm somebody
Did
even
you get
without
that
it.
little Puerto
But
Rican spike when you wore it? Did you wear it?
well, I can't necessarily speak from that perspective, but I can say
It
I
brought something out of you.
yeah, I was like, I got on Eva Mendes, and because a lot of ladies know her from when she did Hitch with Will Smith. And Will Smith, in that movie, she was fashionable. Everything she put on was just like bam, bam, bam. So to say that her line with New York and Company is nothing short, if you of that movie and what she wore in there, then you will understand that you need to get down there. It don't matter what ethnicity you are. Just make sure it look good on you before
What
you leave
about
the store.
Gabriel Union?
Gabrielle Union. I meant to mention this. Now sizes go from the smallest, as far as you can be 00 or 0S. I mean, it had 0S. I'm like, what's a 0S? But however, which way, I'm not a 0S, so
That's
I
like a
wasn't
Skeletor
concerned.
or size.
Yeah, that was considered a size, but I wasn't concerned about that size because that's where I'm in.
Do they have? Well, let me. Do they have like a Big Mama size?
No, they don't have Big Mama, but they do have a full figured line. See, you got to say it right now.
Yeah.
Say it right now. You go get your wig snatched. You got to come with it now. But they have a full figured line, and it's fit to figure. That's the name of their whole full figured area. And I mean, they have a whole section for us ladies who are full figured where you can go in and shop. Those of you all who follow me, and if you don't, go follow me now, Latria Kimberly on Instagram. I did a whole video layout of perusing through the store and showing different
And you blogged about it too,
yes,
right?
I did blog about it on myreporter.com, myreporter IAD inside access on demand.com.
Okay.
And look up or just Google New York and Company and you'll see my article. I guarantee you will because we've been getting some good hits.
Is a coupon attached to that?
No. No. But the
You can
sell,
work on that,
the
right?
selling part, see, I can't give you anything. But the selling part of this is that you need to get down to the store. It's newly, it hasn't even been open a whole month. Okay.
But it's a lot of attraction.
It's a lot of attraction. And then again, to go back to talk about Gabrielle Union, Gabrielle Union, we're gonna claim her like a fourth of her.
Why? I thought she was
Because
already clean.
no, we're gonna claim her as far as as in Chicagoan.
Oh, okay,
Because she
okay.
was, Dwayne Wade was here.
Right.
And being married to Bang, of course, she was flying in and out. I don't know if she stayed too long here because, a lot of people don't like our
Well, Taraji
winters.
Henson has a condo in Chicago now. She
Oh,
admitted,
that's sweet.
yeah, and
Okay.
she's like, Chicago will always be a part. Since she did the series, she
Okay.
wanders
We claiming
downtown.
her too now. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay. Well,
and she's thinking about doing a line. I heard some rumors on that.
really? See,
Yeah.
Roman, you was acting like you didn't know nothing. Now you know. You giving me some inside info.
Well, actually, I go to. It was announced on Empire, so I'm just.
See that just
No, I'm
knocked
just
me
joking.
out
Yeah,
too much.
go ahead. But not only you do blogs
Yeah.
such as New York and Company, but you
Mhm.
also do gospel music blogs as well. So you heard some gospel music lately. Tell us about what piques your interest into gospel music.
Yeah, we just had
And
a
and
lot of
and and there's like a change in gospel music,
yeah,
and there's some criticism going on about
a
that.
lot of criticism.
So describe that. Put your music critic hat
Okay.
and tell us a little bit what's been going on the gospel side, because I mean we're moving to praise them with the clap to like rap
Mhm.
to kind of like drill music gospel now.
Well, I've heard it called trap gospel, but you ain't heard that from me. But that's what I heard. That is called. They calling it trap gospel.
What is trap gospel?
And I'm gonna try not to
Well,
be
the reason why
biased on this.
the reason why I'm saying this
Yes.
is because of our listening audience on
Yeah.
IntellectualRadio.com. Maybe they're not familiar with it.
Well,
So-
trap music. Okay, I'm gonna give you all now don't judge me on this. Okay, now it's the same thing in secular music, the trap music, trap rap or whatever they call it. But it's all this, short abbreviated words. And you just like, what are they saying? What are they doing? And then they have a dance for everything nowadays. They got a dance for everything. And this I know, don't you all laugh about my trap rendition. I'm gonna get it better later, but not right now. Not while I'm on air. Not on air. But trap is a mixture of hip hop but more millennial edge. With a more millennial edge, because it's not the LL Cool J's, because I doubt he would make a trap record. And it's that whole sound where they loop like one. Ah, 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 ah. You'll hear that going in the background constantly while they rapping over it, and you like, okay, are they trying to scare me? But really, it's just an effect, and not. But it's that's part of it. You looking strange, like
I'm trying
have
not to
I?
laugh. That's
Oh, you trying not to laugh? Oh, okay. I'm just saying.
but
You
let
ain't.
me but let me
You
let me
ain't.
cut in. Um, there's different varieties of gospel now,
Yes.
but here's the thing. I'm gonna rewind a little bit.
A little bit.
Snoop Dogg had
I
a
knew you was going there.
a gospel album,
Yes.
and he
Mm-hmm.
won a Stellar Award for it. And a lot of people in the gospel community was like, "What the is going on here?" And he received a lot of criticism. Even people who collaborated with him, including the Clark sisters, was like, "Why would you collaborate with someone like Snoop Dogg?" And then his album was outselling
Number one.
majority of the gospel
Well,
in not even a matter of weeks, it was a matter of days.
oh yeah. As soon as it hit, it was a banger. And matter of fact, I have it in my repertoire, so don't judge me anyway. Because I have to say, for Snoop Dogg to be the hip hop mongo he is, rapper extraordinaire, weed smoking. Now we're gonna say that now because he does smoke. He tell you he smoked weed, so that is not something that people don't talk about. But anywho, his record, the sound, the quality, the people that he brought in as far as to collaborate with, they were all top notch. You cannot fault that. So of course people go to, well, that's Snoop Dogg. He smoked weed. He does this. He does that. But then you also have to realize most of the secular artists that are artists now today, and even if they're famous or one hit wonders, they've had their foot or their foundation in gospel. So a lot of times, and Snoop did mention that he was raised, I believe, by his grandmother to go into church and things of that nature. And so this record was kind of like a throwback to or a homage to what he grew up on going to church to. So in the quality of the production and also the selection, because like he had Rance Allen on there, and he threw Rance Allen flavor on there. He slid his little flavor in there because he rapped on that, but it was still, you could tell it was Rance Allen all day, you know. But then he came in with his slick rap, on top of that. So it was just like, wow, okay. But then you had the Clark sisters. He did not really change, but maybe some drum beats, little something. But he really didn't change too much on their track. He just kind of did a little thing, you know.
But
But
here's the thing with the Snoop Dogg and
yeah,
the Snoop Dogg album
hmm
received praise, but it also received controversy.
well,
And I
yeah,
explained the controversy briefly about the album. Why? Because gospel was supposed to embrace secular people, I'm sorry.
yeah,
And it was supposed to embrace no matter how you come, where you come from,
yeah.
come
Come
in
as
where,
you are.
but why the controversy then?
Well, again, Snoop Dogg and his weed smoking stuff. I'm not gonna negate the fact that he smokes weed, y'all. That's what he does. But again, I'm reminded of the movie The Color Purple, when Suge Avery, when she came back to church and they were singing
God is going to tell
God
you
is
something.
gonna tell you something. And she started, you saw the movie, she started way somewhere else singing that same song, and ended up in the church in the middle aisle. And when her dad saw her and she came in and they hugged, she said, "See, Dad, even sinners have a song." And it's not saying that you negate the sin or whatever part of their life that you feel is not right. It's not saying that you negate it, but you do have to recognize and respect the fact that they still they still remember where they came from. And this is the other thing. Snoop can reach people that I can't, that you can't, that the layperson and most of the people walking around hitting people over the head with the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? So Snoop can talk in his lingo for shizzle and hizzle and all this other stuff and reach the brother on the street corner. You know what I'm saying? The sister getting her weave done in the shop. You understand what I'm saying? So when they come on, they go, "Oh yeah," and he's introducing them to people who are trailblazers in the gospel industry. Who they a lot of these young people, you ask them who's the Clarksons, who's Rance Allen, who's this, and even KC and JoJo was on there. You know, KC, what's that, JoJo? One of them. But however,
Did they
he
do
grew up
the
in the
ooh
church.
yeah?
No, he didn't do the ooh yeah, but
But let me.
he was on there somewhere like that. You know, he got his little growl in.
But it's good to do that. But tell people where they can get a hold of you. Thank you for giving us an analysis on New York and Company and the Snoop Dogg and the gospel thing there. How they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, sure. You know, again, any social media, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. I'm on Latria Kimberly, Latrea Kimberly, Kimberly. And then on Facebook, I am Latria Kimberly. And so just hit me up. You know, let's collaborate. Let's, you know, the joining of the mind. You know.
Don't be a stranger to the tribe.
Now you shake my hand.
Well, I have to. It's the end of your segment. I mean,
he's saying, be gone.
No. See, you got Wanda over there making fun of. When we come back on,
I want to know he did not want to shake my hand when I first sat down here. So, anywho,
when we come back on the Drive at 5 on intellectualradio.com/iHeartRadio station. The Drive at 5 is also sponsored by Joshua Flynn and Associates Insurance. Don't forget, September is Insurance Awareness Month. Coming up next, we will have the president of the Ghanaian Professional of North America Gala Awards when we come back on the Drive at 5. We are back on the Drive at 5 on intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station. And the Drive at 5 is also sponsored by Joshua Flynn's and Associates Insurance. Don't forget, September is Insurance Awareness Month. Today, my guest is the president of Ghanaian Professional of North America Gala Awards, right?
Yes.
It will be on October 20th. Please give a Drive at 5 welcome to Davison K. Zinga.
Ziga.
Ziga.
Yes.
Ziga.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome to the Drive, sir.
Thank you.
Please give intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station your background.
All right. So thank you so much for the opportunity. GPNA Ghanaian Professionals of North America is pleased to be here today. My name is Davison Kwame Ziga. I'm from Ghana originally. My profession here in the United States, I own a real estate brokerage firm and a remodeling company. I get to the United States 2007, and here try to go back to school. I study at the Robert Morris University, where I attained my bachelor's in architecture technology and get a scholarship for MBA. So I finished my MBA because I've been entrepreneur all my life. I decided to start my own business. That took me to real estate. So that's what I do right now. And over the years, it's been a lot in our community. A lot of people talk, they don't act, and the gap between the very successful and those who are struggling so big. Um, and so we see the need as a young professionals to come together and help one another to succeed. Because if you succeed as a community, we'll do a bigger thing for the community.
What led you to the idea of honoring Ghanaian professionals? A lot of people will probably think you're having an award, you're having a gala of Ghanaian professionals. What led to the idea? Because a lot of people would say, I don't recall or know a lot of Ghanaian professionals. So what led to that idea?
I believe there are a lot of talented and very successful professionals out there that they've given a lot to the community, but they have been forgotten. Oh, they don't recognize them. So as a group, one of our core objective is to support our own and to support business of Ghanaians and the African community and African American community. So we take it as a need to, award them because, most of these people have done great things and they have been forgotten. So we see the need to recognize them and appreciate them for what they have been doing for the community as a whole.
Now, your gala thing struck a chord in me as I was reading it, and it was regarding financial freedom. Can you elaborate on this year's theme of principles of financial freedom? And it's entitled Financial Freedom, the Principles of Financial Freedom Benchmark for the 21st Century Leadership.
Right.
Could you explain that?
Okay, so our main objective for our organization is to come together to succeed. And, because as I started, I explained that the gap between the very successful and those who didn't make it or struggling is too big in our grandparent and fathers community or their age group. So we want to bridge that gap. So we see the need. If we're going to make it, we have to know how best we can manage our money, how best we can invest, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the community. Sometimes we go to events, about 5 or 6 events in a week or in a month. And most of these, they use different traditional way of raising funds. And I believe, or we believe, that if we discuss or been able to learn the principles of financial freedom, we'll be able to save ourselves and also get the insurance that are necessary in place so that in terms of any eventuality, those things will cover for us. So building future for our kids and also the generation to come. On the aspect of the benchmark for 21st century leadership, we believe for you to be successful, you have to discipline yourself. And that comes of, building that leadership skill to discipline yourself and also be able to lead a community, lead a group so that we can all be successful.
Now, you are you are seeing more Ghanaians getting into leadership roles in Chicago as well in the United States. Describe that to us as you see more Ghanaians getting into more leadership roles as far as entrepreneurship, as far as like being a supervisor over some people. Can you describe that for us?
Yeah, thank you. For Ghanaians, not only Ghanaians but Africans, because GPNA is not only limited to Ghanaians. We also have a network with other African professionals, and our goal is that before people, even though they have the knowledge, the experience, and stuff like that. Because of that individualism, they don't really come out to speak. So this is the call for action for us to come out and speak and take over leadership position so that the knowledge, the skills, the experience we have, we can impact that on the other generations to come. So I think that is the drive. We have a couple of networking events. That is the core value or the core principle that we are all working on. I think if you have experience or you take yourself as somebody who is successful, success does not only depend on how much experience you have, but how much you use that experience to impact somebody's life. That is why new generation, our time right now, a lot of us are trying our best to get into leadership skills and share the knowledge and experience that we have.
Explain the connection your organization wants to have with young entrepreneurs, opportunities, and internship that you provide with your organization. Can you explain that?
So, Ghanaian professionals of North America, one of our core value is to build that financial and business platform. Um, if you talk about internship, um, the question is about internship with other organizations or just with our organization.
Just with your organization per
Mhm,
se, because it's kind of like you, even though you want to expand,
mhm.
now you're concentrating on your organization and take care of the people in your organization. So describe that and how you expect to the opportunities that you would hope
Mhm,
or have succeeded
mhm.
to let people know on intellectualradio.com about the organization that you have provided these services to people.
Yes. So Ghanaian professionals of North America, as I said from the beginning, we don't just focus on only Ghanaians, but we open our arms to other African organizations and the African community. The goal is to help one another build each other businesses, because if you build somebody's business in this network, that person can also build your business, and everything comes back to the community and helping the community to develop. So that is our core value. So we deem it fit to also have programs with Nigerian Professional Association, Ethiopia, other African professional associations, because if we if we cannot get some business services in the Ghanaian community, we have our fellow and brother African organizations that we can reach out to. So that is how we build and help one another in terms of helping with respect to business.
So you entitled this, you have over 200 members that are willing to assist students,
Mhm,
and you're entitled Invest in Them.
mhm,
And you describe some of the key elements in investing in them, especially in your culture.
mhm.
But how can you adapt that to our culture, the African American community, to invest? Are you seeing more investments in the African community that Ghanaians can kind of like spread the love to our community or vice versa?
Yeah, so the African community, to me, we are one, because the African diaspora, there's three set of diaspora. The African community is just the earliest form of the African diaspora here. So I believe we are one people. So if we doing something, all the programs that we do, we extended our arms to the African community. If you take, for instance, all our annual barbecue, we deem it fit to do it at the south side, so that Jackson Park, then we invite all the African community to be part of it, to learn from them and also learning from us. I think that is the only way we can build the bond in moving forward with promoting the community as a whole.
Your organization is giving back to housing, food, and homelessness in the Chicagoland area. Tell us about that, and how you expect to expand that.
Yeah, so we normally we always want to give up. That is the first program that we did, which is our first annual barbecue. Right after that, we gathered, get together. We do a food drive. We did a food drive and clothing drive, and we gave it to homeless on the streets in Chicago. The year after that, we also did a similar thing, food drive and clothing drive, sent to Ghana. Um, Besides that, we also mentor the little, or the young ones that are coming, people below our age or in high school. I can say for far that over these few years, we've been able to mentor high school dropout, at least three high school dropout that are back in school right now and get their JD. And these people are not just Ghanaian, but also from the African American community.
Now, tell us about the gala. What kind of things to expect and everything, and how people can get tickets, performances. Maybe I can come in there and do my thing or
Yes,
something
yes,
like that.
yes, yes, yes.
No, okay, they're shaking their head. Don't do that. Okay, go ahead.
We need you actually. So the Ghanaian Professionals of North America Gala Award is our first biggest event that we're doing. It's going to take place at Marriott Hotel Midway, that is by the Midway Airport. It's going to take place on October 20th, 2018, starting from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. As we talked earlier on, the theme is Principles of Financial Freedom, Benchmark for 21st Century Leadership. At this event, we are expecting some governmental officials like the Ghana ambassador to the US is going to be present. Uh, Secretary of State Jesse White is going to be there. Dorothy Brown is going to be there, and other successful Ghanaian and African leaders in the community. So we want to use this event as a platform to network, to learn from one another and things like that. So we're going to be having a panel who will talk on this theme, financial freedom and 21st century leadership. So it's not just going to be a gala, but people will come, they will learn from these talented and successful leaders. Also, we'll be having some performances. If you guys know anybody who want to do any performance is welcome. We are wrapping up our program lineup pretty soon, but we'll have a music and cultural performances also at this event.
Okay, and again, where they can get the tickets.
Ticket is available on Eventbrite, Ghanaian Professionals of North America Gala Award. It's on Eventbrite. You can also call 773-403-5073. Again, 773-403-5073 for your ticket, or you can contact Felicia, who is very popular also in the community, or call the Vice President of the Ghanaian Professionals of North America at 708-334-3216 for your ticket. But it's also on Eventbrite and also on our website, gpna1957.com.
And how they can get a hold of you.
My cell phone number is 773-403-5073. Again, 773-403-5073. Or you can email us at gpna1957@gmail.com.
Okay, as a token of appreciation, we have a branch of on Facebook, a sister branch, courtesy of Earl Winfrey. We're gonna hook you guys up so you can advertise your event on there for free. So thanks to Wanda and Earl Winfrey. So thanks, and Wanda will hook you up at the end of the show so you can advertise on there.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much. No problem. Stay right there. And when we come back on the Drive at 5 on intellectualradio.com/ iHeart radio station, sponsored by Joshua Flynn and Associates. Here we go again. Are you tired of cooking and eating fatty foods in your household? Well, we have a solution for you. Start cooking and eating healthy with Chef. I butchered this and I knew I was going to do it again. Is it Checha? Chessa. Okay, Chessa next on the Drive at 5 when we come back. And we're back on the Drive at 5 on intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station. She's the first Black owned and operated food truck that specializes in gluten-free food in Chicago. She is here to promote September Health Awareness Month. Please give a Drive at 5 welcome to Chessa, because I will butcher it. Welcome to the Drive.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, I smell the food. This is lovely right here. Look at this. Wow, it's amazing, isn't it? So please give intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station your background.
So I've been in the food truck business a little over 3 years. I sell 100% gluten-free healthy food items. I take what we have grown up traditionally eating, soul food, and I've made it healthy. So I've removed all the harmful impurities, the fat, the salt, and the gluten out of it.
Why gluten products? Like a guy like me, I like some fat in my life.
hmm
Why gluten free?
Well, so for me, I have celiac disease, which is an autoimmune disease, and for me, my allergy is an extreme intolerance to gluten. So I can't eat anything that has wheat, bread, flour, yeast, barley, oats. So I'm hungry and there's really nothing for me to eat. So this is an opportunity for me to make good food without the harmful impurities.
Just period. Now, what inspired you to do the gluten free truck? There's a lot of ways you could have gone about it, but why gluten free truck, a mobile unit?
So I before getting into this business, I was an executive for a food supplier company. So that company basically serviced a lot of the five-star restaurants downtown. And I was like, okay, no one has a gluten-free menu. No one is really doing the gluten-free, thing. And I thought people want convenience. They don't want to go sit down in a restaurant. They always want to eat on the go. So I researched food trucks, and there was not one gluten-free food truck in existence. So I said, you know what? I should be the one to do it. And that was it.
Now, what is the response to your gluten free truck in Chicago? But I'm not looking at the downtown area, I'm looking at the Black community. What is the response in the Black community when you park in, let's say, Hyde Park, or when you park on South Shore, or let's say in the Austin community,
hmm
or parts of Inglewood? What is the response in a predominantly Black community?
Initially, the response was very low. Going into the Black, my first 2 years of business, it was heartbreaking because I would pull up in our community and I couldn't even give away free food. People would see the gluten and they were just like, you know what? I don't even want to have anything to do with it. And so I was like, I still have to make money. So I started to branch outside of the Black community, and it was an extreme difference. Like people were lining up, like, Susie, get the wallet, let's buy her out. And it made me sad. I was like, you know what? Other ethnicities understand the importance of eating healthy, but we don't. And I began to make the transition back into the Black community this year. And the response was phenomenal. I mean, people were like lining up. So people had to take time to get used to it, to get educated, to know that gluten-free doesn't necessarily mean no taste, no flavor.
Well, I'm going to give you a hypothetical, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I'm a single father or a single mother, and it's time for me to make my son or daughter's lunch. But I have some ungluten products inside my refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
Can I mix gluten-free and gluten products together in order to make it happen?
I mean, if the child does not have any autoimmune disease, yes, absolutely. So people make peanut butter and jelly all the time. That's wheat, which is the gluten, and peanut butter and jelly, which does not contain gluten. So if you have a child who has ADHD or suffers from autism, then those things you might want to remove gluten out of their diet, because that alleviates some of the symptoms that triggers for ADHD or autism. So eating something where it's fruits and vegetables or just meat, protein.
So another hypothetical, let's say I'm at a football game or a social gathering that normally serves not gluten-free products. What can a person do? You can't like tug a lug a bag of gluten-free products and say, here.
Traditionally, that's what a lot of people do, because it's expected that you're not going to find anything that's gluten-free when you go out to any type of major festival or an event. But one of the things that they can do is try to get the unprepared foods. So things that like the salad, fruit, corn on the cob, those type of things don't have gluten in it. So you don't go for, or you know what I started doing? Tacos, corn tortillas. The corn tortillas are gluten-free.
Now you're making me hungry.
Yep.
So please describe what you got here. You got a salad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So describe the salad here.
So that's the all hail kale, and that's initially what I started out when I started my business. It was the most popular item that I sold. It's just kale salad with a couple different veggies and my house dressing, which includes olive oil, garlic, and a couple other spices. And it's topped off with my flamingo chicken, because the chicken is chicken breast just with Cajun spices. And that's pretty much it.
Gonna make me dig in up in here. So I know it's September Health Awareness Month.
Mm-hmm.
So please explain to people on IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station where they can get a hold of you, where they could get in contact with you, where your mobile unit would be.
Okay, so food truck season is winding down for me because the weather is getting cooler. So people can find me on Instagram via I do catering and pop-up restaurant style inside of downtown Chicago, or meal prep. So they can find me on Instagram at Chesa, CHESA.gluten.free, or Facebook Chesa's gluten-free food truck. And they can just follow me and see my pop-up location or visit my website.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and for being here in your gluten-free. We got a sister Facebook page that's called Black Product, Black Services, and courtesy of Earl Winfrey and Wanda.
Thank you.
You can advertise for free to let them know. Wanda will hook you up after the show. So
awesome.
Say,
awesome.
Thank you, Wanda.
Thank you, Wanda.
That's going to do it for us on the Drive at 5 on IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station. Thanks to Earl Winfrey, our executive producer. Wanda, who's executive producer in behind the scenes. You guys have a nice week. Oh, my cousin, Miss Kimberly. Thanks for sitting in. All right. Have a good week, everyone.